Hi, everybody. My name is Miss Julie Ann Keller, and I go by the author name Miss Penny. Today, I'm really excited because I'm going to be reading to you a little bit of my book called The RICA's Last Word, Haikus to Further Enhance a Reading Program. In this book, I break down the 5 domains of the RICA, which stands for Reading, Instruction, Comprehension, and Assessment. The RICA is a standardized test that teacher candidates who want their multiple subjects teaching credential have to take and pass in order to prove that they are competent in teaching reading. The RICA is made up of 3 subtests, and each subtest covers a different domain. So I have already posted a few videos that cover domains 1 and domain 2 competency 3. Today, I am going to be showing you domain 2, which is word analysis, and that appears on subtest 1 and perhaps subtest 3 in the case study. And we are going to be reviewing competency 4. Competency 4 is to understand the role of concepts about print, letter recognition, and the alphabetic principle in reading development and how to develop knowledges in these areas. So if you haven't already reviewed the previous videos, I might do that before continuing watching this so you can see the progression. But if you're just looking to focus in on this competency, then by all means continue watching. What I might recommend doing is while I'm reading the haikus, pausing, writing down some of the vocab terms or writing down the haikus that feel like they may help you study. Or if you would like, you can click on the link in order to purchase your own paperback version of this book, so that way you can take notes directly in the page. All right, enough talking. Let's get on with these haikus. When learning sounds, introduce the alphabet principle and concepts of print. The alphabetic principle is that letters represent a sound. Graphemes are written symbols. They are also known to be called letters. First, you hear the sound. Then you learn the grapheme. Next, you learn to encode. Important. They cannot know graphemes and still be phonemic aware. Learn the graphemes by letter books, letter hunts, or trace letters in sand. Next step, print concepts. Letter, word, sentence, cover of book, left to right. Introduce what a letter is first, then how words are made of letters. The is a word. The has 3 letters. A group of letters can form words. Introduce written words by showing them the space before and after. Introduce lengths of words so they can determine which word is longer. This also helps them with the concept of stretching out a word, reading skill. I like to ask them to stretch out their name so it's longer. It's silly. Approach learning by build lessons around students' experiences. This approach is when teacher scribes while students share. Teacher reads it back. Objective is for students to understand what's spoke can be written. Have students bring in environmental print like cereal boxes, used for finding words, letters, and/or sentences. It's fun and works well. Make your classroom a print-rich environment. Words are everywhere. Labeled spaces help kids know what an object's word looks and/or reads like. Environmental print will raise recognition that words have meaning. Explicitly teach print directionality. We read left to right. Young readers will use their finger to track a line of text when reading. Also want to teach the name, sounds, and how to write their letters neatly. Another part of letter recognition is big versus small letter. Capital versus lower can be assessed by matching letter games. Match capital A to lowercase a while using letter cards. We want littles to know the alphabet sequence. A, C, fill it in. When students learn to form their letters, use many modality types. Yarn, clay, or noodles are kinesthetic ways to practice formation. Make instruction a consistent routine and be systematic too. Start with warm-up like ABCs. Then teach letters. Last is how to write. After, practice in context. Read a story and search for the letters. Be cognizant of letters that look or sound same. D, B, and MN. Explicitly show how letters are different in sight, sound, and more. They can then skywrite, letters in the air. Next, write with sand, clay, noodles. Letter tic-tac-toe and a writing center will build recognition. Take the time to pre-teach and or reteach these skills to students in need. Chunking skills is a way to increase access to, one skill at a time. Try large print, repeat practice, kinesthetic, and magnetic letters. Being visual is also helpful for kids learning a language. A T-chart helps build connections between English and one's home language. When students need more challenge, increase rigor, not the amount of work. Differentiate for students who need challenge by blending concepts. You may increase their pace or incorporate books for their reading time. Move on to phonics for students when they're ready for it, the challenge. These are some tools to keep in your back pocket to differentiate. Make sure you assess all students regularly. Find the strengths and gaps. Use observations for concepts of print. Create checklists for concepts. Or a print concept survey. Point to the book's back. It's interactive. Use unordered charts for letter name and letter sound recognition. Writing also gives insight to which sounds students are hearing or not. First stage of writing, pre-phonetic writing, looks like lines and scribbles. They don't connect sounds to letters just yet. Focus on start and end sounds. Semi-phonetic means they can identify the initial sound. Focus on skills like segmenting sounds and letter sound recognition. Phonetic spelling connects all sounds to letters. Cat might be spelled cat. Encourage students to keep phonetically spelling the sounds heard. Transitionally spelling. Hear sounds, no combos, might mix up the rules. Conventionally spelling. Spelling with correct spelling conventions. These spelling stages will progress throughout students' reading instruction. Remember, there's no roadmap to teaching. Teaching is an art. Sometimes art is a mess. Teaching reading can get messy too. Find ways to embrace the mess and approach it with joy and playfulness. The goal is to grow lifelong readers, so we can't forget to bring joy. All right. That's going to wrap up Competency 4. I hope that it was helpful. If you are able, please like, comment, and share. And if you enjoyed it and want to grab your own copy, check out the link in the bio. I'll be posting the next video on Competency 5 and Competency 6, still in Domain 2, which is word analysis on Subtest 1. All right. Thanks, y'all.